Hi, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It's Ryan of Degenerate Passive Income coming to you today on a Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, just like we do every single week with the one and only, the legend, AJ Brockman. We come and talk here about crypto. We come and talk about Bernard bonds, DexFi, EarnFi, EMP, 100% madness. We take them all. We talk about it all, guys. So, I mean, if you have questions, please answer it, because it's super important that we get these things out, because right after the stream comes, we are, trying to, people are asking questions in the chat. It's so hard to explain over text. And, I get impatient, and, people have other lives around, other things going on, guys. So please ask us questions. If it's a hard question or if it's fun, please ask it. We are here. We're here to answer them. Whatever you want to ask. Okay. So please do that. Please do that. We are going to talk, like I said, we're going to talk about everything. I'm excited. Bernard bonds, we've sold like 200 or 300 bonds in the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. So, I mean, that's bullish. The price of the bonds obviously are down. We're going to talk about the price. We're going to talk about how we come up with that price, how we do all that stuff. So if you have any questions, guys, please ask. We're here to answer them. AJ, welcome back to the channel for our DeFi date night. Thank you for taking time on your busy day once again to answer all of our questions and spend an hour or whatever it tends to be with me.
Yeah, brother. Happy to be here, Ryan. Always enjoy our DeFi date night. And yeah, bro, lots to go over. Another fun week ahead. And yeah, man. And you're lagging a little bit. If I break up, let me know. But I don't know if it's my internet or yours. But yeah, lots to discuss.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about I'm getting a crazy echo in the background, and I don't know how to fix that, but we
Maybe
should
you
talk
may
about the
have
first.
you may,
We're going to
yes.
start off with a question right away.
Oh, all right, awesome. And just the echo might be you may have the YouTube stream open in another window, Ryan.
Oh, I bet
Sometimes
you I
that
do.
does it. Yeah.
Yes, I do. I am an idiot as usual, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go. We got the echo fixed. Let's go. I'm a moron, but let's get down to business. Everybody already knows I'm an idiot. So let's rock and roll. So a guy asks in the chat today. We're gonna get these 2 questions before I forget them out of the way. We had one in 2 different chats. First question is, I can't make the AMA live tonight. I was wondering if AJ could explain how DexFi has a P&L of minus 13%, while Bernard Bonds is only minus 2%. I know it's tied to the price of ETH compared to the assets they are paired with, but it is still confusing. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I can hear you much better. So we're good now, Ryan.
Excellent.
Again, we said we're good at DeFi, not necessarily good at
Right.
streaming. So, thanks for everybody for their patience. But yeah, man. So, all right. So, in terms of the P&L, this question specifically, your P&L is tied to your individual wallet. So, the reason that there may be a discrepancy in P&L from Bernard to Treasury bonds is simply that you bought at different times, or that the ETH value is different based on when you minted the bonds, and the APR has been almost double on Bernard bonds as well. So that is another reason that PNL might be a little better on Bernard. And speaking of APR, I'm sure we're going to get into this as well, and this is why it's just so much easier to explain on a live stream rather than writing an entire paragraph in the chats. But Bernard Bond's APR is higher this week, simply just because when we did the top up, we put all of it in there. So one of our team members, Jake, again, as you know, me and Jake are the ones that kind of oversee the overall fund. He was headed out of town for the week last week, and just to be safe, we said, let's top everything up all the way. And then, we have the flexibility if he got delayed or I wasn't able to check in. And so that is why the APR is higher on Bernard bonds, and that is just a short-term bonus, so to speak. But overall, we don't have control over the APR in terms of like making up the numbers. Like the money still comes in, and like we've said all along, it's always a week behind. So the yield that we earn this week is what will be applied next week, and this APR is a lot higher because last week we killed it, or rather 2 weeks ago we killed it on the volume. So again, it's a lagging indicator. The APR is still 100% real APR, but we just we're topping up their contract all the way. So it's really like a week and a half rather than a week, because again, it's in the rear a week. So what that means is APR might be a little bit less next week when Treasury bonds might be a little bit higher just because you're getting that APR sooner than later. So again, and this all goes back to what we say on literally every stream. APR is annual percentage rate. So when you're trying to calculate APR on a weekly or even a monthly basis, it is really difficult to get an accurate number over the long run. And the number is accurate based on dollar value. And again, we do that on purpose because we're not going to be accused of bait and switch when you're minting the bonds. But realize that over time, the bonds APR fluctuates, and when you extrapolate it out over an entire year, we are going to hit the numbers that we have said all along, between 70 and 120% APR for the entire year. So again, just want to make that clear. I know it can be confusing, but it's as transparent as it gets. And literally, I mean, again, if you go to DBank, Ryan, and you take the time to go through all the transactions, you can literally add it up. I mean, there is no other wallets that money goes to. All the transactions are there. Again, people minting bonds like crazy. There's like 100 grand of new mints in bonds, which is also bullish. I mean, people, when ETH value and bond price is down, that's a perfect time to DCA or dollar cost average back into bonds as well. And I know we're going to get into it a little bit later, but people have been asking, are we worried about the ETH ratio going down so much? And the short answer is no. I mean, this is all part of the game. You're giving up some of the price appreciation of ETH for the yield, and that is just how concentrated liquidity providing works. If you feel like you can time the market buying ETH low and selling ETH high, then trading might be a better option for you. But if you're wanting to just sit back and relax and earn the daily yield over the long run, that yield will far outweigh the short term ETH ratio decay. So yeah, those are just some points I want to make before we get started for real. So
Yeah, because there was a lot of questions on why is my bond only worth $219. It was, we started at right around 0.1 ETH, and now it's 0.05, which is about half. And I think we just pretty much answered that question, but people still get kind of confused. You're still getting the APR, and if you have ETH, if you're a large ETH holder, I know AJ is a large ETH holder as well, just like me. I bought ETH that I don't even remember. It's so old. I have it on Ledger somewhere. I hope I have it somewhere. It's in my safe, but I don't remember because I don't worry about it. That's for the next 2 bull runs down the road. Maybe I'll, cash some in or whatever, but I don't worry about it. It just sits there. And, it's 0.0508 ETH, $219 right now with the price of ETH. I mean, if you're holding ETH on your ledger, it's making you nothing but the price appreciation. Here, it's working for you. You're getting, well, right now, about 12.5 to 13% a month right now. For this week, you made like 0.45% a day at this rate. That's insane numbers, ladies and gentlemen, for liquidity farming. right? For CLP, concentrated liquidity providing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's crazy money. I don't have all my ETH in this. I don't recommend putting all your ETH in this. Okay, I have a big bag. Someone asked in the chat today, who's got over 20 grand, and which it's it's none of anybody's business. But I feel I'm the one talking about this every week. I need to be fully transparent with you guys because we are all about 100% transparency. I have $77,000 worth of ETH in this thing. Okay, I got 3 different wallets. This one that we're showing right now, net deposit was 24,892. I'm up 22.45% in exactly 2 months. You can see it right here. June 30th, I bought 114 bonds and I'm up 22.45%. Like AJ said earlier, it all depends on when you entered the price of ETH, what the price of the bond was at that time. It all makes a difference. Everyone's P&L is going to be a little bit different, ladies and gentlemen. You have to remember that. But, the short answer is, if you're in this for the long haul, the APR is always going to outweigh the price of any loss in the price of ETH. But if you're a big ETH guy like me, if you think there's $9,000-$10,000 ETH in play in the next 6 to 8 months, I mean, you're golden. It's going to be amazing. But that's not for everybody. Okay. So with that part said, I think we explained that pretty good. We talked about the APR, which that will now tomorrow night, that will be adjusted. Probably looking at about 80, 75 to 80%. I don't know what it's going to be, guys. Okay. We'll just have to wait. How is that APR? Everybody knows how that is. And everybody knows that the bonds, the price of them is relevant to the correlates with the assets of ETH.
Yeah.
Assets
Let me go into that a little bit more, Ryan. So,
yeah.
And there's another point I want to make too. Don't let me forget. 2 things. So number one is So we've had a lot of questions on the ETH ratio. That's what I call it. That is what determines the actual ETH value. The part that Ryan has highlighted on the screen. So right now, ignore the dollar value, just so we can explain all of this really as detailed as we can. And again, just as a side note, Ryan, I know you minted bonds, at like the most expensive they ever were in the
275.
beginning. Yeah,
Yep.
and you still have a positive P&L. So
Right.
again, I just wanna draw attention to that even if you are buying at the absolute top, and now the ETH value is essentially half, because the dollar value of ETH is up and the yield, you're still in profit. So that shows that the yield outweighs the drawdown, so to speak. So all right. So that being said, the ETH ratio. So again, I think people are still super confused over this, and it's all in our document as well. And I did a long post in the Bernard Bonds Telegram explaining this as well, but I want to go over it on the AMA. What determines that ETH ratio is how our assets do against the price of Ethereum. So Ryan, if you open DBank for me real quick, this is a great way to show it. So and go to portfolio. Yeah, all right. So when you're doing concentrated liquidity providing or CLP, you are essentially providing half Ethereum and half another asset. So that other asset can be Bitcoin, it can be Zora, Banker, REI, all these other tokens that we're providing liquidity on, Arrow, and so half is ETH and half is this other token. Now, they're not shit tokens, they're not meme tokens, they're real utility. All the tokens have at least $1 million of liquidity. They have, teams that are proven. We're providing LP on real world projects that actually have, good teams and utility. Now, again, do we get it right 100% of the time? No, and that's why we're diversified into 40 different LPs that if one does shit the bed, then the fund is still okay. So, but that being said, if the assets that we're providing liquidity for that other than ETH go down more than ETH, or ETH goes up more than those assets, then that liquidity or that ETH ratio will drop. And so that's where we are right now. Again, the fund is still very healthy, and we're still have amazing APR, but some of those positions may be down in terms of ETH ratio, and that's why the bond price is down. Now, this also goes the other way, and honestly, it's like a slingshot effect where when we do get an alt season, and we've seen this on a few tokens already, Banker, REI, a lot of those we're still in major profit on the underlying assets as well. That will increase the ETH ratio. So when these other assets start outperforming ETH and start going up against ETH, then now bonds are, zero point 0.6 ETH, 0.7 ETH, and then we're right back where we started. So now with the alt season and all the other assets performing along with ETH or outperforming ETH, now we're up in ETH value and we're up in dollar value. So that is what determines it. And again, if you're getting involved in bonds, you have to understand you have full exposure to all of that. And so nothing is a guaranteed ROI, APR, or principal. And any protocols that are guaranteeing that, 99% of the time, they are Ponzi. So just be aware that, with the fluctuation, you also get the transparency and, the underlying ethos that this is real yield and not something that's made up. So, all right. So I think that explains that. The other things I want to mention is, um, we have adjusted the compound ratio slightly. So we were compounding 25% of all the yield and taking profit in 75%. We have adjusted that slightly. Now we're compounding about 35% and we're taking profit at about 65% and again, this is different than the Bruno X split being a white label and our 10%. We're just talking about the yield right now. And what this does is that may slightly reduce the APR. I mean, again, a couple of points maybe, but it will help with the capital preservation. So, and this we can easily adjust the other way again when the other assets are performing. So we are taking efforts to help that ratio as well. And the third thing is, when people redeem their bonds, the 10% that gets left in the fund, that will also push that ETH ratio up. So as people start cashing out, that will also give you a better ETH price on bonds. So, and again, I know I keep saying, but wait, there's more. So the other silver lining on all this is when bonds are cheap, and down in price like they are now, we see people DCA. And so it's a very healthy way for the fund to get new capital in to then get better positions. And then when we go up, we really go up because now we have bought the dip on everything moving forward. And we see that now, right? Again, if you go back to DBank, what, 100 grand almost in new deposits. So yeah, that is great, and that hasn't even been deployed yet. So we're still waiting for the proper entries, and then that again not only will help the ETH ratio go up, but it'll also add to the APR because that capital is now working for the following week. So all those things go into play when we're talking about bonds overall, and I know that can be complicated if you're brand new to all this. But this is we've been doing this for 3.5 years. I'm not worried at all. That was another question. Is like, is the team worried about the ETH price going down in terms of bonds? And the answer is no. I mean, it's all fluid, and we will see it recover as long as we do get an alt run. I mean, again, who knows? I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not a betting man. I know Ryan is. But I do think that the $10,000 ETH is still in the cards, and I'm much more confident that we're going to go up rather than go down at least for the next 6 months. So again, I think nothing has changed fundamentally from our side.
Yeah, I mean that. If you need more explanation on that guy, other than that, guys, I don't know. I don't know how to help you. Maybe need to rewind, listen to that 5 minutes again, and just get it pounded in your head. But that is the gist of it. And um, I'm not very smart, and I even understand it now. So I mean, with that said, you know, but I'm glad we went over it. We go over it every week, but maybe just a little more detailed this time because we still get the questions. And there was another one, AJ, I forgot to mention. Are we concerned that what was it? I didn't have it pulled up here, but are we concerned that the bond price could go to zero? Well, I think the only way that could happen is if ETH went to zero, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there would never be a situation where bonds would be 0. Again, it would just be, if every single token that we're providing liquidity on other than ETH, and ETH, go down, we're maybe talking another 50% decrease from here. So, but yeah, it would never be 0 unless crypto was no more. I mean, if ETH goes to 0, then yes, we have a lot bigger problems than bonds. So, but yeah, and again, I mean, it's all relative. And one other thing too, Ryan, as another suggestion that I have been giving, if you are still really worried about the ETH ratio, and maybe you had a bag of ETH, like Ryan said. I mean, and maybe we should have been more clear at the beginning, but we're not here to give financial advice. If you put all your saved ETH that you've been hodling for years and years into this, then yeah, I get it. It might be a little more concerning. But if you just use a dollar value, and go and buy ETH off the market, no matter what the price is, and put that ETH into bonds, you have a lot better idea of the actual ROI, rather than putting ETH into bonds. Because I think some people maybe deposited ETH into bonds when ETH was really low, like 3 grand or 2,500, and so now they feel like they're missing out because ETH has doubled and bonds have not. But that is just the way it works. I mean, you don't get the full price appreciation of ETH because you get the yield, and it's almost impossible to have all three, unless we're in the real bull run, which again should be coming soon. So just realize that, and holding will fix all that. I mean, over the long run, the yield will outweigh what you may have missed in dashboard money. And that's the other thing. People say, "Well, I'm down." You're not down until you sell. So remember the difference between what we call realized and unrealized profit or loss. Even though you're down, again, on the dashboard, that's an unrealized loss. And so until you redeem, that could easily go the other way, and now you're in profit again. So on principle, we're talking about principle. So and then again, what I was saying, where I was going with this is, if you're still worried about the ETH ratio, all I would say is use some of your yield, or maybe even all of your yield for a little bit, to just buy and stack Ethereum, because then you can build your bag back. You get all the upside of ETH. You have to sell your ETH at the top or hold it like me and Ryan for the next 4 bull runs, when ETH is 100 grand, rather than 10. But that way you don't feel like you're missing out. You have the ETH, building again from the yield. So, all right, hopefully that helps. Again, those were all the points from the last week that I really wanted to go over, because people do seem to still not fully understand.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, those are great explanations, guys. And if there's still questions, I mean, we're going to go over this every week, right? Like we haven't missed too
For
many
sure.
weeks, maybe 2 in the last 6 months. So I'm glad people are asking questions. And guys, this is when you press this button. A lot of people don't realize this, because when you press this button, it brings you to DBank. Every single dollar is tracked right here. You cannot hide money in Bernard bonds. It shows the treasury. We have a $675,000 TVL, and we have about 20% of it in ETH on base ready to deploy. I don't think too many protocols have that just in reserves, especially with a 600 and some $1,000 TVL. I mean, that's amazing.
Totally.
Just waiting for the proper entries. And then on top of that, it shows how much down to the penny, okay, of what we are in. Obviously, it's not giving away the secret sauce. It's not giving away the entries, the exits, the range. Obviously, we're going to talk about the range when we go to the DexFi website, because every single penny that is put into Bernard bonds, like AJ said, it's a white label service. It gets put into private DexFi vaults, and we're going to go over those as well. It's not some, because I saw some guy in one chat saying, oh, I just learned about Bernard bonds. Looks kind of shady. And of course, everyone was like, no, it's DexFi still. It's just a white label. And there are other couple of white labels as well, guys. And there might be some more coming soon. I don't know all the details on that. But I mean, the more capital in DexFi and in Bernard bonds, we're always 100% collateralized anyway. You sell your bond. You can buy a bond right now and you sell it 2 minutes later. You're going to lose 10% by doing it. Okay. Don't forget that. There's a 10% redemption fee when you click this button down here of redeem. Okay. When you redeem that, but that 10% stays in the protocol. It doesn't go to Jake. It doesn't go to AJ. It doesn't go to me. It stays earning. So, example, if I was to sell all my bonds right now, $2,566.55 would stay in the contract earning for whoever is still in Bernard bonds, right? You get to earn on those people's 10%. So it's rewarding us OG holders. I'm in this for the long haul. I don't care what the price of ETH is. I mean, obviously I care because I have big bags, but I'm not worried short term. I'm not worried for the next 8 months because I dollar cost average into it. I'm also probably going to dollar cost sell, maybe just a little bit, just to take some profit. I mean, that's what people do. So it's 100% transparent, guys. No other protocol is on DBank showing you where the bags are, who's got what, where the money's at. Doxed wallets, doxed teams sitting in front of you every Tuesday night with AMAs answering questions. Nobody else does this anywhere. I don't care. You name it in the comments if you do, okay? Because I want to be in stuff like that. So I just want to get that out of the way. That's the biggest thing. We don't have. All of us are sick of the rug pulls. All of us are sick of the people hiding behind the screen, not showing faces. Not doxed teams, undoxed wallets. And garbage. We work hard for our money. We want it to work for us, but we don't want to give it to some scumbag, dev that just rugs everybody. Okay. I mean, that's the gist of it. That's how important it is to me that everything is doxed, because, a lot of people don't dox the wallets because they think it's a security issue. AJ's got a different feeling about that than me. I think that is garbage, because so what if I can look up anybody's wallet address. I mean, you can look up anybody's wallet address if they're willing to give it to you. Doesn't mean you can get in it, okay? Doesn't mean you can do anything. You got to have the keys, passwords, everything else. Dox the wallets, be smart. I mean, that's what people want to be in. They want to be 100%. They want to see transparency, where the money's at, where it's going, who's getting what, and things of that nature, ladies and gentlemen. That's my opinion on everything. And listen, I'm up. You can see I'm up 22.62%. I bought on June. Where do I got to go with my bonds? I bought on June 30th. So I'm up by like 11% a month. Between my the price appreciation and my USDC mostly. Look, I've made 4,800 when I claim this. It's going to be 5,300. So that's amazing in 2 months. That's 2,700 bucks on 25 grand. I make in USDC, and that's legendary. That's money in my pocket. That's money I can go spend and do whatever I want with. I wait till that thing hits 1,000 and I automatically take it out, or I buy a couple bonds with it. It depends on how I'm feeling, right? But all I know is this APY. We've been making 0.45% average for the last 7 days. Obviously, it's going to get adjusted. Okay, tomorrow night, somewhere in there, and it'll be adjusted probably down to 80% or whatever it's going to be. That's still 6 to 7 to 8% a month, guys, if you figure it out. You can't get that anywhere else. My 401k doesn't get that. I have like 50 grand just because my buddy has an Edward Jones over here right across the street. And I'm like, I don't even know why I have this. You're lucky I graduated. Otherwise, you wouldn't have my 50,000 because you make me 6, you charge me 2. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is crap. But that's just my thought. I don't know what you think about that, AJ, but
Yeah, Ryan, no doubt, man. I'm all in crypto. I have been from day one. Yeah, I don't even no IRA, no Roth, no nothing. The crypto's the best price performing asset of human history. So I'm all in on crypto. And yeah, I mean, again, we live, breathe, and sleep this stuff. So I am fully convicted in this, and we've been doing it for 3 years. I know I see another comment about I hope that this is around for the next 2 or 3 bull runs. And yeah, absolutely, JT. I mean, we have every intention of that from the beginning of DexFi. We've been using this to yield with our own treasuries, and we survived the brutal bear market. Now obviously APR and asset values go down in a bear. But again, if you're in it for the cash flow, then you have nothing to worry about because again, not financial advice and nothing guaranteed, but typically, in the next cycle, everything goes back up again. So that goes back to what I was saying earlier about realized or an unrealized loss. So as long as you're holding, you can it all comes back. So and again, that's generally speaking. Don't say, well, AJ said, it's coming back. So everybody has to be in for their own reasons. And I'm not here to convince anybody about bonds. And that's a beautiful part about it. I mean, if you don't want to be involved and it doesn't hurt anybody, if you want to sell, it doesn't hurt anybody. In fact, it helps the protocol for those that sell and leave that 10% in. So again, it's just a beautiful system. It's always fully collateralized, like Ryan said. There's never a situation where what it says your bond value would be at the time of redemption that you wouldn't get it. So again, all this is what we've learned from other protocols and from our own experience. I mean, again, we've been doing it 24/7 for 3.5 years. We learn a lot in the process of what works and what doesn't work. And that's what bonds are. And yeah, we do have white labels. I saw that comment too. Somebody said, Bernard Bonds copied, DexFi. No, Bernard Bonds is an official white label of Treasury Bonds and Dex Finance. We have about 2 or 3 others. Some of them choose to remain private for private big investors only. Bernard Bonds is one of the only other public one. So and all that is good because again, under the hood, all the TVL goes into vaults. So the more white labels, the more TVL over vaults, the better DexFi as a whole does as well. So I think the number between Bernard bonds, Treasury bonds, and some of the white labels were at about 3.5 million total now. So their goal is to get that 10 million plus, and eventually 100 million. I mean, it'd be amazing. And overall, look, Ryan, we broke 5 million again in the vaults overall. So again, things are still looking really good. That's the highest TVL we've had. I think that the all-time high was about 5.5. So we're still doing great. People are still getting involved. Everything is working as intended, and yeah, all good on our side.
well, and most of that's probably just the price of the assets in the whole thing is why it's down $500,000 too.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if we saw ETH, what we were pushing all-time highs, we'd be at 7 million instead of 5. So yeah, 100%, man. I think we definitely see, ETH, and again, September is usually, it could go either way. So we may see some sideways action in September, which is good. Again, we talked about this last week, but for CLP or concentrated liquidity providing, the best thing that can happen is literally just moving sideways. So a lot of volume and not a lot of big swings up or down. We kill it on the yield. So that's what we really want to see. But yeah, to your point, Ryan, I think October going into the end of the year, especially if we get rate cuts here in the US, we could see, $6,000 ETH in a matter of days when it happens. So
Right. Yeah. And look, I mean, look, $40 billion in the last, volume in the last 24 hours. It's up 6%.
yeah,
This is where we make the fees, guys. This is how we get paid. Okay. That's what you have to understand. When you see, we had like 20 billion a couple days ago. I mean,
yeah,
2025. When we see, and we've had like 70 and 80 billion dollar 24-hour periods. And that's just a money printer is what that is. Because
yeah, 100%.
we're getting paid on these fees every single second, So I mean, keep that in mind. When you go look at Ethereum, this is the number you want to be looking at. The volume. If it's crazy amount of money, we're printing. All right. That's about it. So, and then keep an eye on the price of Ethereum, obviously, and stuff like that. So, let's see.
For sure. And to that point too, Ryan, two things. I mean, again, usually weekends are slow. I checked today, I think we did about 5 grand in total yield today, coming off a holiday weekend. But last week we did 15 grand in one day in yield. So it all is relative to the overall volume, like Ryan said. And you know, the other thing about people are getting worried about the price going down, typically, and again, this is just an inverse reaction that helps protect everybody. When bond value goes down and when price of ETH goes down, that usually means that there's more volume as well. So you actually earn more. APR actually goes up a little bit when bond price and volume are well, and when bond price is down and volume is up, because when people panic sell, there is a lot of volume. So those are little things that help protect the price in the long run too.
Exactly. JT Smith, let's see. Scott has a question. What's the difference between minted and transferred bonds? Okay, right here, guys. He's talking about this. I got two that are transferred. So when we had the hack back on March 31st, the ones that we're paying back monthly on the 15th, those people affected get a bond. The amount of bonds, the 15th of the month, dropped into their wallet automatically on the 15th of the month. And that's how they're getting paid back from the hack. So I've got two transferred, one on the 15th of July, one on the 15th of August, and I'll just keep getting those until I'm whole again. What are the protocols paying you back? I don't know of any of those either, okay? So that's the difference between transferred and minted, all right?
Yep, absolutely. And yeah, and again, we're making major headway on that already. DexFi team isn't taking anything right now till everybody's paid back. And yeah, it's sent on the 15th. Depending on the size of your position, you get maybe multiple bonds, but at least guaranteed one bond once a month until everybody's made whole. And just remember too, if you are getting bonds transferred to you, make sure that you stake them. If not, if you're just minting and you have no idea what we're even talking about, then just don't worry about it. You get as soon
Yeah,
as you mint it, it stakes it automatically, and the only reason to ever unstake is to redeem. So that again, just to give everybody full transparency, like we always do.
right. Yeah, well, on the 15th, I always announce it in all the groups, guys, okay? Your bonds have been airdropped your wallet. This balance will read one or however many you got, and you just click stake, and it'll come up. You click max, and it'll stake it for you. If you're just buying bonds, when you buy it, that sucker is earning you money as soon as you press the confirm button, okay? So that's how that works.
Yeah, and we mint the bonds too, just to be perfectly clear. Again, like I said, we're not the DexFi is not taking any part of our cut until everybody's paid back. But that money, again, the money has to come from somewhere. We're not even able to mint bonds without the ETH backing. So And again, all that is verifiable on chain. So again, when we mint bonds to airdrop them, they're not just minted out of thin air. We have the actual ETH. We mint the bonds through the treasury address, and then we transfer them to everybody. So just I want to be 100% clear on that as well.
Right. Perfect. Do you think your team might consider doing the similar opportunity to digital assets like XRP, for example, since the Flare network will be bringing DeFi to the XRPL soon?
Yeah, I mean, we're always adding new chains. We just added AVAX or Avalanche last week. Prior to the hack, we had about 8 different chains. So yeah, I mean, the short answer is definitely. In terms of XRP, specifically, that's not an EVM chain, so I don't know if that's something that we can do. We may be able to do like a derivative or of XRP on base. But yeah, I mean, again, we diversify into blue chips and ADA, Bitcoin, at least even if we're not in a native asset, Base now has wrapped versions of all those. So really, it just depends on the volume. If there's a lot of XRP volume compared to liquidity, then yeah, that would definitely be something that we look at. It's more about that ratio. I talked about this on the last AMA too. What we look for is, and again, this is some secret inside baseball for everybody. What we look for is uh, high volume and lower liquidity. Because again, if there's $100 million of liquidity and 100 million of volume, then you're not making nearly as much as $10 million of volume and $1 million of liquidity. So that ratio is what we look for to really get the maximized yield out of everything.
Right. Kendall Thorne says, I'm in it for the cash flow. I don't care if Ethereum goes up. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are, I'm in it for the cash flow as well. I hold Ethereum. I just want my Ethereum working for me. Obviously, I do care if Ethereum goes down. It sucks to see anything go down, but because everyone likes to see their bag increase, guys. But, in the meantime, I'm making the APR, and that's the caveat to me. A lot of people don't think that, it'll never, catch up to the price depreciation. But if you believe in ETH, okay, you're set. Like, not financial advice, but if you're an ETH believer, you know that asset's going to go up. So that's just my opinion. What do we got? Scott, this is my buddy Scott from Salt Lake City, Utah, Best Blinds. If you guys need any Bernard bonds or DexFi hats, shirts, mugs, koozies, whatever, hit Scott up. I'll put his information in DM. He makes it all super cheap, doesn't make money on it, just does it because he loves crypto like the rest of us. Mike P says, just joining, should be worried about capital depreciation. Okay, yes, we just went over that huge about 15 minutes ago, Mike. So please go back and watch. I think it was the best explanation yet since we've started. So please do that. Scott says they answered detail. You want to watch replay? Yes, correct. Plan a couple times and make sure I totally understand. Good plan. Mike also says, I saw the compound percentage increase for bonds. Did the fund value get hurt bad from impermanent loss last week? Plain and simple. Are we in trouble? I have a lot invested in trying to. AJ, are we in trouble? Like,
I
what's
love it. Yeah. No, Mike, we're good, brother. Again, I mean, this is what we signed up for. We did a great deep dive earlier in the AMA. So definitely go back and watch it. But yeah, I mean, again, I think the short answer is really what I said earlier about realized and unrealized gains. If you get scared and think we're in trouble and cash out now, then yeah, I mean, you may be taking a significant hit on your principal, and the yield has not had time to make up for that. So if you're trying to get in and out of bonds with even a 2 or 3 month horizon, then bonds are not for you, and it's just that simple. I would only get into bonds with a 2 to 3 month plus horizon, because then the yield has plenty of time to make up for it. And Ryan, I mean, it's right there in front of your face on screen. There's a perfect example. Ryan bought bonds at literally probably the all-time high of bonds, and because he's been in here for 2 to 3 months now, his P&L is still in the positive. So again, if you're comparing it to ETH, again, if you bought ETH at the bottom and sold ETH at the top, then yeah, maybe you did a double on that. But it's nearly impossible to time the market. It's always easy to armchair quarterback and say, I would have, should have, could have done that. But to actually do it is a whole separate thing. Bonds are a way to just set it and forget it. Like Ryan says, the Ronco oven, right, Ryan? Yeah.
Bronco food dehydrator.
But
Yeah.
yeah, man. So yeah, I mean, it's a two different things. And yeah, I mean, like Kendall said earlier, it's about the cash flow, and if you're using dollars to buy into bonds, then it's a lot easier pill to swallow than putting your ETH bag. Again, even though everything is determined in ETH, you may see your value get hurt a little more if that was ETH that you were holding, from the last bear market. So just again, everything is relative. No, we're not in trouble. And again, the more that you're here, the more you learn, the more you understand that you have exposure to all the assets. I think that the more comfortable you become.
Right. Exactly. So hopefully that explains it, Mike. If it doesn't, maybe we can. I don't know what we'll do, but just go back and watch for sure because we went real heavy into that earlier. But yeah, I'm fine with 11% in the last 2 months. 11% a month is what I got, and I did the math. When these APRs, when I average them out, guys, it's within 0.02%. So those are real numbers. It's real yield with real numbers right in front of your face. Live profit and loss. This number changes. So does this number. This number's went up like 60 cents since I started the live. I mean, it's all right in front of you guys. 100% transparent. Click this button. Goes to DBank. Shows you every dollar is. I mean, I don't know what else or who else does this, but please let me know in the comments because I want to be in on things like this. 100%. So now we should touch base. Every single dollar. Mike says it's all good. I over 90 bonds, so I'm committed. That's good for you, Mike. Congratulations on your 90 bonds. Yeah, a lot of people are like in super. We've got one person that is minting almost 2.5 bonds a day now with his yield. So, now that's compound effect. I'm not telling you guys to compound. Okay, none of this is financial advice. But this is what he's choosing to do, and I think he's going to reap the benefits. When the run in the next 6 to 8 months, he's going to be glad he did, and good for him. So, with that said,
Yeah, totally. And on that note too, Ryan, again, I mean, like you said, bro, we never try to convince anybody. Everything we say is non-financial advice. But I can't talk about what I do. I definitely take advantage of the lower ETH ratio and the dips. I mean, when in Ryan's example or in my personal experience, if you're able to mint those amount of bonds daily, I mean, my God, but even weekly or monthly, because all of this is real yield and you get exposure to the underlying assets, compounding is a lot healthier than what we're meant to believe in other protocols. Because typically you don't want to compound because number one, you don't know if the protocol will even be around the next day. And number two, they're giving you some sort of a fixed yield that ends up being a Ponzi because you can't, when you compound fixed yield, the numbers get stupid. Like you have to pay out, 1,000% APR to keep up. So, but with our protocol, everything is ETH in, ETH out. You get or USD out, but you can convert that to ETH. You get exposure to the underlying assets, and because everything is variable, when you do actually compound, on the dips. And again, whether it's maybe every time you are able to do a new bond, you compound, and then the next week you take profit, or you go full heavy, and just literally every time you're able to mint a new bond, you do. That will have an exponential effect down the road. Again, that's with a caveat that ETH goes up. I mean, again, if it doesn't go up, or at least go sideways, though, you're still earning. And remember, now you're earning more APR as well, because now your position is larger. You have more bonds, and when things do turn around, you get an exponential recovery, especially when you're looking at just your initial investment into the protocol. So all of those things are again are ways to think of it. There's no right or wrong answer. Obviously, if you have to pay bills, or maybe you just want to stack ETH or Bitcoin, or save up for a down payment on a house or an apartment, then by all means take all the yield every day. It doesn't hurt any of us either way. Those are just different strategies that I want to highlight. So.
Sure. And this is funny. I'm glad Mike said this. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, yeah. We got to show that one. Last question. Is XRP worth holding, or is the upside too little? Thinking of selling my bags for bonds. Okay.
Oh, man.
Quick story, Mike. Not financial advice. About 65 days ago. Okay. You could probably see what's happening here on my screen. 65 days ago, I sold my XRP because I can't stand it. I hate XRP. Okay. I hate the name. I hate what it's about. I don't think it has any real, I don't think it's going anywhere. I sold at 356. Okay. So I think the top was 370 or something like that. And I bought bonds like no tomorrow. All right. So that's what I did. I'm not telling you to do that. I don't know, what is it at now, 280 or something like that. I mean, that could go up, but that's exactly what I did, because I hold all the top 10 blue chips, right? Cardano, Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, AVAX, Sonic, everything like that. But that's exactly what I did. I just saw that question. I just had to bring it up, but not telling you to sell your XRP, but this is what I did 65, 66 days ago. And I got lucky. Okay. I called close to the top. I got lucky. It could have went to $5 and I would have been like kicking myself, and every once in a while we get a little bit of a unicorn, and I was within 10 cents of the top, and then now we're back down, whatever. But this is what I did. I just wanted to highlight that. But don't listen to me, Mike. You do what you think is best for you. Hold your XRP, do whatever. I'm not a big fan of it. That's just me though.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree with Ryan. Again, the use case, but who knows, man? There's been a lot more narratives that don't even come close to XRP that have done well. So yeah, at this point, I don't know. It's a wild card, but yeah, I agree as well. So
right. McPanic says, "What's up with EMP? It feels like nobody cares about it anymore. We had good weeks previously, and now last weeks are horrible, and nothing is happening." We answer every and all questions here, ladies and gentlemen. So
yeah, 100%. Yeah, McPanic. I mean, nothing has changed with EMP. Obviously things go in cycles in terms of excited. Obviously, when the price is going up, people get excited. When the price is going down, it turns into a ghost town. But Tuesdays are really more about bonds and everything that we're building to feed EMP. Thursdays are a full deep dive on the EMP channel about EMP. So I definitely ask the same question on Thursday. But the short answer is, whether people are excited or not about EMP, EMP will eventually do its thing with or without new users anyway. So all of our systems that we build, treasury bonds, our exchange, all the other protocols that we build, 10% of Bernard bonds are cut. Half of that goes to EMP. Half of that goes to DexFi and the GDEX token. So the short answer is all those revenue streams will buy and burn EMP even without new users. So yeah, everything is happening and nothing has changed. Week to week, people lose interest, and that's just how crypto goes. But I'm really bullish on EMP and even eShare. We just announced we have a brand new use case for eShare. I have more info on that on Thursday on our own AMA. But eShare has been up dramatically over the last 2 weeks, and that will also benefit EMP. So yeah, I wish I had an answer, but that why nobody cares anymore. I care, and I don't know. Maybe that's all that matters. I think Ryan cares.
I
So
do. I
yeah,
got bags. I got bags
yeah,
and bags of everything in EMP. So
yeah,
I don't worry about it because I know the team's not going anywhere. And eventually something's going to happen. I'm going to make some money and I'm going to be happy. This is how I think of things. Okay.
totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
and EMP is a long game. I mean, we've said that all along. I admit it on every AMA we do. APR in EMP sucks right now, but that's all by design because once there is no more EMP on the market, then everybody that built a position in Fusion right now, they reap the rewards from the APR. So, it's that classic conundrum where everybody that sees a big green candle, they love it, they get excited, they buy the top, but millionaires are made when you buy the bottom. And so again, that's just not financial advice, not me convincing you. But EMP is going to be a monster once all these things, the flywheel is fully spinning. So
Right. Scott Nagel says, why are you guys on base chain and not on Ethereum or BNB chain?
yeah, another great question, man. We got good ones tonight. The short answer is that's where all the volume is. So, has a ton of volume. The fees are low. Not you're not paying $2 gas fees on ETH mainnet. So yeah, the most volume, the least amount of fees are on Base. That's why we have a lot of allocation to Base specific tokens. Um, and then yeah, we will. Ethereum mainnet is hard because gas fees are so high that you really have to, get super wide ranges to never rebalance. Because every time you rebalance on ETH, not only are you getting hit with potential and permanent loss, but now you're paying, $5 or $10 gas fee on top. So Ethereum mainnet with vaults are hard. You're much better off doing that on your own, just manually. But yeah, BNB, we did support BNB a few months ago. That'll be the next chain, or one of the next chains that we add. So yeah, right now it's Base, Sonic, and Avalanche or AVAX. Um, Arbitrum, BNB, and Polygon. Those are ones that are in the pipeline.
Perfect. Crypto MK1 says, I'm finding some good values on EMP Fusion microgrids lately. Well, there you go, right? Like
Yeah,
there's stuff to buy, right?
there
Like,
you go. Take advantage. McPanic. There you go. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean that's good. I do want to touch on the so like I said, every single dollar goes into these vaults, guys. Okay, the single vaults, and we should just take a look at one of these AI LMs here and go over the ranges. If I can
Absolutely, Ryan. Yeah.
remember how to do it.
Yep, you're there almost. So the days. All you gotta do is up the days. Yep. There you go. Perfect. All right.
Okay,
There it is.
beautiful. Here's since day one. Okay, these are the ranges, guys. I'll let AJ explain it.
Yeah, no doubt. So again, this is great that we go over this every week too, just so you guys know how it works, and you don't, and that's the other crazy part. You don't have to listen to a word that Brian or I say. Everything that we talk about, we show with verifiable proof. So again, don't take my word for it. Don't take Ryan's word for it, but look and see what we say as proof. So this is how we actually produce the yield. So again, you've heard me mention CLP or concentrated liquidity providing. What that means is we have two assets. In this case, it's ETH and Indexy. Indexy is another DeFi protocol with some great use case. So ETH and Indexy, we provide the LP, and we have what's called a range. And a range is the amount that you're willing to buy or sell your liquidity at to others. And the goal is to have the tightest range possible to earn the most amount of fees, but not have the range too tight where you get killed with impermanent loss. So impermanent loss is basically a loss that you incur because or that's more than holding the assets individually by themselves. So, and if you again get hit, if your ranges are really tight and you're rebalancing, once a day or once a week, you get hit with impermanent loss over and over and over, and eventually you get eroded to zero. So that is like, an extreme example, but that's why it's so important to be able to know what you're doing and to have, the proper ranges. So the gray area on this chart right here is the range, and the white line is the price. So as you can see, from June 20th or earlier, all the way to now, we have only had to rebalance one, two, three, four, five, 6 times. So every time you see those gray boxes move, that is a rebalance. So having a wide enough range that we're still in the white line is still in the gray boxes, but never having to rebalance more than necessary is really powerful. And this is all done with what's called the AILM, or AI liquidity management system. And we are the only protocol that has this. So without the AILM, you have to do this on your own, and you have to either be at your computer, 24/7, monitoring this and getting no sleep, being a robot yourself, or you have to have tools like this. So, we pride ourselves on that. And as you can see, even sometimes the AILM is so smart that sometimes the price goes out of range. Again, you can see it on those two big tops up there where the white line is outside the box. In typical ALMs, automated liquidity managers, they don't know to not rebalance and wait for the price to come back down into range. So that is really powerful, because that would have been 2 or 3 rebalances that we would have had to do without this technology, and every rebalance is a potential for impermanent loss. So this is a great example of that, and it's been killing it all automatically. I mean, we again, this is all software. We don't manage any of this by hand. We get in the positions and we let it roll, and that's why we're able to have over 40 different LPs in the bonds. I mean, you would never be able to manage 40 LPs on your own without this.
Right. Yeah. You can't, nobody's going to sleep if they're doing it on their own, guys. You can maybe manage 2 or 3. If you're doing more than that, you're not going to sleep. So yeah, that's the difference. That's the difference for sure. And guys, you can go up here. You don't have to talk to me. You don't have to talk to AJ. You can go up here, connect your wallet, and you can be like, oh, maybe I'll just do this myself because I'm smart. Go right ahead. I'm not that smart. I want the easy button. But that's just me. Here's my positions. Oh, I don't have my wallet hooked up. I got to find that. Let's go find it and connect. MetaMask. There it is. So about 80 days ago or 90 days ago, I messaged Aiden. I'm like, bro, give me 5 coins that you think are going to do okay. I'm going to buy $500, $100 each, and I'm doing it for content only. I don't care what they are. I don't care if I lose money, make money, whatever. I'm doing it for content only on Tuesday nights, and then I'd usually do a 30-day withdrawal. And he gave me these 5. This is what I went to. I'm in REI, Banker, SPX, Anon, and Fartcoin. I have no idea what these coins do. I do not care what they do. All I know is they're making me 0.71%, 0.18, 0.17, 0.16, and 0.31 daily. Obviously, that differs, but look at these APYs and APRs, right? And I'm making $1.22. This changes too, guys. All right, it's all live numbers. It's no smoke and mirrors. It's all live right in front of you. I'm down $50 on my principal, but I've taken let's see, my profit. Yeah, I can claim another $57. So I'm making like $57 a month or $60 a month or whatever. And I made 170. That'll get added to that. So $160. It's just, I want the easy button. The easy button's called Bernard Bonds. And I don't want to have to worry about it. Like we said before, it's Ronco food dehydrator. Set it and forget it. Don't worry about it. Let it sit. Claim once a week. Take somebody out for supper. Go buy something for yourself, whatever it is. Okay. This is for people who want to research coins, research what vaults are going to be good. And hey, the world needs people like that. Things to research and stuff like that. It's not for me. I don't have the time. I don't have the patience. I don't have the know-how. So I just choose Bernard Bonds. Like I said, I got in this just because just for content to show you guys that you can do it on your own by connecting your wallet up here and getting some ETH on base and buying your own stuff. Okay. You don't have to go into Bernard Bonds. Bernard Bonds is the easy button. If you don't have to worry about anything, they do it for you. It's all in the private vaults in the DexFi. Every single dollar, as you know, is on chain by DBank. I mean, it doesn't get any more transparent, especially when they're showing the ranges. They're showing everything is here, guys. You cannot be more transparent. And that's why I'm so big on this. Okay. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, AJ.
Yeah, no, Ron, you covered it great, bro. I mean, again, I'm with you. Like, I'm an expert. I've been in DeFi now, 10 plus years. And even this is overwhelming for me sometimes. So, I wish I had, when I was starting out, I would have killed for the easy button of vaults. So again, to each their own. But this is the backbone of the system. And we are a better version of Beefy Finance and Balancer, and we combine both that technology and plus more that no other protocol has with the AILM and some other features. And those protocols have literally $1 billion of TVL. So it's only a matter of time before people realize how powerful this is. And if you are into complete self custody and immutable code and doing it on your own, this is enterprise level software for LP management. I mean, again, nobody is doing what we're doing. So yeah, feel free to do it on your own. For me, I'm with you, Ryan. I mint bonds. I have both Treasury bonds and Bernard bonds
I have both as well.
of my own, man. I mint and forget about all the day to day, and then we just allocate to the vaults that we like overall, and then I don't have to manage my own vaults individually either. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. I got both too. Diversify a little bit, guys. Have a little bit of a treasury bonds, have a few Bernard bonds. Lots of people do it. I do it because I like to be diversified. Speaking of diversified, I know we've got a question and we can get back to this as well, but I think we've covered Bernard bonds and everything for the last hour and 10 minutes. We need to touch on EarnFi. How are we doing in EarnFi? Once again, guys, I show my bags. I've got $50,000 into this thing, USDC. I'm transparent. The total TVL is 159,236. Our target monthly profit is 6%. The team does not get paid if it doesn't meet 6%. Anything over 6% is a 60-40 split in favor of the investor. It's locked right now. You cannot get in, okay? It's a 26-day lock when your money. When that 26 days is up, you can take it all. You can take your rewards. You can compound. You can do whatever you want. No money lock, just for the 26-day stake, and that's it. You can leave whenever. Doesn't hurt the protocol. It trades on the S&P 500. I'll have AJ talk about that a little bit. It takes USDC on ETH. This thing opens up in 12 and a half days again, and you have 4 days to enter or not do anything and just watch us make a little bit of money. I've been in for, this would be my 5th month. First month I made 18%. Second month I made 12. Third month I made 6. Fourth I made 3. Last month I made 6. How are we looking for this month, AJ?
Yeah, Ryan, absolutely. So this is EarnFi again. Everything Ryan said is true. It is a trading bot that we've developed. Again, outside of Dex Finance, this is another team that I work with, the same ones that built EMP originally. But yeah, it's an actual bot. We're actually using leverage trading on a new licensed and insured brokerage. There was a little bit of a pivot from a few months ago that we weren't really able to utilize leverage as effectively, and that was hurting the performance of the bot. But this is all beta. This isn't really even something we promote other than to with Ryan's guys because he's been such a great supporter of us. But it's been killing it. I mean, we now that we're on the new platform, we've been doing a lot better. The first week of the cycle, we did about 1.8 or 2% profit already. I think this past week we had a rough day. We had 2 winning days and 2 losing days. So again, there is losing trades. It's not magic. So we're up slightly from last week, but yeah, we have 2 full weeks left. So yeah, I think we definitely still hit our 6%. And yeah, everything's been going really well on that front. And again, the other thing, and I kind of mentioned it in a few other AMAs, the goal is to eventually even have this bot available to people. So that's something else that we're working on. Again, we're big into transparency. So those that want to do it on their own can for a fee, or this is the easy button, just like bonds. So yeah, there is a lockup. Again, you don't get exposure to the underlying assets because we're trading, on the actual stocks. Not no crypto exposure with this at all. So again, about diversifying and having a well-rounded portfolio. So
Right. Yeah. So get your USDC on ETH stacked up, guys. If you want to enter in a couple weeks, you're more than welcome. Like AJ said, it's still in beta. All right. It's nothing. I'm the only person that talks about it because I love everything evolved that AJ comes out with because he continues to adapt, he continues to build, forge ahead, trudge on. That's what I love. And that's what we're doing.
100%.
Yeah, so that's EarnFi. It's making me money. That's all, but there's my number. That's and you guys, some people that are new might be like, oh, he was sent that USDC, or that's just some number on the dashboard. If you go and look at my EarnFi videos, all my Bernard Bond videos, guys, I show the bank wires to Spritz. I show Spritz emails saying it got into this wallet. The wallet matches my accounts. There is zero FUD. Because everything, I show you everything. And that's why we're here. And that's why
100%.
AJ said earlier, it's just a matter of time before the herd comes. And everybody is going to be into Bernard Bonds, DexFi, EarnFi. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be the only name in crypto. I'm super excited. So that's EarnFi, guys. We got a couple more questions here.
Yeah. Yeah, I love you like a brother, Ryan, but I'm not sending you 50 grand. So that ain't happening.
Oh yeah, is there an EarnFi channel? No. If you want to know more how it works, Marvin, just put it in YouTube search. I have multiple videos on it. Okay. Let's see, JT. I'm guessing no one from the PACA team responded. They have not. Just saw an update in their channel. I know there's people in this group right now that they are PACA investors. They've gotten kicked out. That's why the group's so quiet right now, because all of the fanboys are the only ones talking. But they just did a little update saying they're going to open the vaults back up in the end of September. There's going to be a new UI. There's going to be a variable rate. Thank God. Hey, we'll see what happens. I hope the money is still there, guys. Okay. I hope the variable rate is as juicy. My thoughts, me and AJ were talking about this. The rates aren't going to be very juicy. We are going to absolutely annihilate their rates. And everybody's coming over to DexFi. DexFi bonds, treasury bonds. People are going to be cashing out. Floodgates open, and I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, it's just a matter of time. If they're not doing AILM, we're the only ones doing that. Okay, there's a reason why Beefy Finance, $1 billion company, is looking at the tech. All right, it's because nobody else has it. All right, so there you go. Last week, We had many mints, and now we sit at 30 ETH. Is all that ETH going to be used tomorrow to top up? And are we going to get the APR close to Bernard because they are double? 30
Yeah.
ETH. That must be talking about the treasury bonds there?
Yeah, so we talked about this a little bit mechanic earlier. The reason that Bernard Bond's APR was a little bit higher was because some of our team was traveling. Again, Jake and I are the only ones that have access. Jake had a family commitment, and rather than risking it, we topped up a week and a half, essentially, of Bernard bonds, and so that's why the APR was a little bit higher. But now again, we refill treasury bonds APR this week. So they should even out now that we are on the schedule again. And again, it's not us using any of that ETH to top up anything. And that might be a good thing, real quick, Ryan. If you go to Bernard Bonds really quick and go back to the D Bank, um, you can see and on how we are able to do this. So the ETH is what is used from deposits to then go into positions. And we do keep a little bit of ETH on the side just so we don't have to go in and out of positions, based on redemptions. So the ETH is used to pay some redemptions if people redeem their bonds. Again, it's not a Ponzi. The ETH is there. It's just simply not wasting transaction to go in and out of a LP position. And you will see USDC accumulating in these contracts as well. And that is what's used to then top up the contract. So that was a way that you can kind of see roughly without, in full transparency, without us saying one way or the other. And then if you see USDT, not C, T as in tango, that is usually when we feel there might be a dip in the market, and we stable up to then buy the dip. So the short answer is USDC is what's used for payouts. All the ETH that we collect, 100% of that, other than redemptions, goes into the LPs. So we're never ever using the ETH to pay out APR. And again, all of that is trackable and verifiable on the transactions.
Exactly. So hopefully that answers your question, Mechanic. Peter says, I wish PACA would take them up on their offer so I can get my money out of there. Wishful thinking. And hey, good luck, Peter. I hope you can get your money out. I hope you can get, a decent APR and finish your stakes because they've been paused over a month now. Your money hasn't been earning. Obviously, there's still a ton of fanboys over there. Nothing's happening. They got rid of all of the people that asked a question or fudded any whatsoever. So nothing's even be talked about over there except some guy named Charles, and he lives in wherever, and he tells his life story all day long. We don't care about Charles. We care about Bernard Bonds, and that's what we're talking about. So yeah, good luck with that, Peter. We don't want to see anybody lose money ever on anything. So good luck to PACA. I hope they can make it fly. I hope the money's still there. Just a heads up. All right. McPanic says make EarnFi on base also maybe gas fees for small guys make it not worth. There's some truth to that, but you know what, McPanic, next time you claim or compound, you don't have to do anything to compound, guys. Don't press anything. It'll automatically compound. Look at on the blockchain of what the gas actually costs you, because I find if it's like, let's say $1.50, it charges me actually like 40 or 50 cents. So
100%.
I can handle that with a bigger bag, but maybe, there's a lot of wallets with $100 minimum, and I get it. People want to test it out. That's fine. There's like 20 wallets that have $100 in it. But I think, well, AJ, maybe you can explain why it's on ETH. I have no idea.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Ryan. You hit the nail on the head, man. We just deployed on ETH because it was easiest. But and to Ryan's point, if you're talking one transaction every month, and typically the estimation that you see is higher than what you actually pay, it is very economical. So if we do get a lot of volume and people are wanting to go, really go heavy in EarnFi, we can easily accept deposits on base. So yeah, just again, there really isn't a reason other than just ETH mainnet is easy, and it's easy to get money in to base or ETH, for new users. So that was another reason we chose that rather than something else. But yeah, like Ryan said, if you actually look on chain, it's literally cents usually when and we did in the beginning we did have some gas optimization issues, but all that has been fixed. So
Right. Yes. Okay. Peter says base is so much better than ETH, such a payment to buy. Yeah, it is a little more expensive. Okay. Kev is a new one. Never seen Kev. Thank you for joining, Kev. I hope you are well, and hopefully all this answers your questions. If you have any, go do a replay. Kendall says, "Will you have a borrowing against your protocol, AJ? What is that?
yeah, so that's a good question, Kendall. Yeah, I mean, some protocols allow you to borrow against your LP positions. That is not really on the roadmap right now because there would be too many. Uh, it would be there'd be a middleman essentially because the
Hmm.
protocol is what's providing LP, which is us. So then we would have to borrow against the LP and then give that to users. It's a little too convoluted. So the short answer is no. We are looking at maybe allowing that for people that go into vaults on their own, through the DexFi site themselves. But bonds would be really hard. But we have had some cool ideas about bonds. One of the ideas is like a payday loan where it's like you give us the bonds, we give you the yield up front, and then you get your bonds back when the yield pays for itself. So
Hmm.
that is an idea that we had for those that maybe need the yield up front. And we're also looking into insurance. So I mentioned this on an AMA a few weeks ago. The TVL is still a little bit low for the underwriter, but once we get that TVL up and we go through a few more due diligence on their part. They have their own independent audits that they do. We could even provide insurance on bonds. So that is another thing. And again, LP itself. So if you go into the LP position on your own, then there'll be a separate little window that allows you to pay a deductible, and then you get covered if there is any issues.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think that's all the questions, guys. I am going to touch on one more thing, just because it's that time of the month for me, and I'm excited. I'm actually 2 days late. A little bit disappointed about that. We're talking about Honor versus Madness, folks. Look at this. I've got 408,000 GG tokens I need to claim right here, and I've got 69,000 here. So what is that? 480,000 tokens. I'm going to go claim, and I'm going to go stake it right here for a year to get 3.25% a month. Newest trading card game that's going to be a playable alpha, I think, in October or November. Trading card packs coming in September. AJ, you want to talk about this real quick?
Yeah, brother, I know, I love it. We're going late tonight, but we gotta go over this. HVM is our game. Again, this is another revenue stream to EMP. That's what gets me excited for EMP. 10% of all the game revenue goes through EMP, and the other 90%, other than what it costs to run the game, goes to the GG token. So this will be real revenue as well, and it's grossly undervalued. I mean, our market cap right now is less than what we have spent on the game to produce it. So again, that just shows you, yeah, market cap's what, about 400K. We spent about 600 on the game itself. So again, I'm super bullish on it. We haven't seen a lot of GameFi momentum yet, but usually that comes later in the year, and the real bull run, when the last part of the cycle, GameFi does really well. And yeah, Ryan, we will have hopefully a playable alpha by October or the end of the year. And I got an update today from the devs. We'll have a brand new landing page soon with a sign up to be part of the alpha. If you were in the pre-sale and you have an alpha key, you will be eligible already. But if you did not have a chance to do that, we'll have a way to sign up through email. with the lottery system. And yeah, the pack sale will hopefully be, sometime in September, maybe early October, but before Halloween. We're working on all that now. So yeah, everything's coming together, and yeah, we're excited for it. We also have really interested parties on the Web 2 side as well. So hoping to get some publishing deals and some more investment into the game to get us over the finish line.
Awesome. Yeah, I want to touch on that. I've got 3 million tokens here, and I've got 4.1, 7.5. So I'm going to be pushing like 8.2 million tokens here, staked for a year. I'm excited because when this thing hits a dime, you're probably not going to hear from me ever again because I'm going to retire.
Totally.
Look out, God's Unchained. Look out, everything, because this thing's coming. Also, guys, every Thursday night, you get it AMA just on Honor versus Madness. AJ's in front of you talking about the game, giving you updates every week. No other team does this. Okay, please tune in 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time Thursday evenings. Tuesday 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we talk about Bernard Bond's DexFi. I mean, I don't know. And then Thursday he's on, or whatever night. Yeah, you're on Thursday with EMP as well. So, guys,
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
three AMAs a week, brother. I don't know how much more transparent we can be. I need a vacation, but it's all right. Yeah,
Well, it's all about the team, guy. You're investing in the team, and that's why I'm so happy to be here and a part of this. So thank you, AJ, for letting me be a part of this. And it's just amazing times, guys. Bernard Bonds takes ETH on base if you want to mint. Okay, they're 218 right now, 0.0509. You want to get into EarnFi, get into the S&P 500 using your crypto. This takes USDC on ETH. All right. If you go back and you want to buy some GG tokens, all right, because you think the price is low, which it's terribly low. You go and search my YouTube video on Honor versus Madness. All the links are there to go buy everything you need to get the GG token. It's very simple. And just hold those in your wallet. It's all simple. It's all, just hold, relax, easy buttons. That's what I like. I don't like working too hard. I already work hard enough in real life. I don't want to work hard at crypto. That's just me. Someone just bought 8 bonds. Let's go. That number went up. This number is going up. Guys, I don't know what else to tell you, but it's been an hour and a half. This is crazy. Probably the longest one. I want to thank everybody for joining. Thank you, AJ, for taking the time to listen to my nonsense. I am so happy we had 35 viewers at one time. That's by far a record.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I love it. We're on fire, Ryan. Yeah,
yeah. We
totally.
talked earlier. We said this earlier, guys. It's just a matter of time before everybody comes over to DexFi and Bernard Bonds, because they know we have the tech, we have the people, we have the team, and we have the transparency. All right, guys. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everybody has a great rest of their Tuesday evening, and we'll see you in the next one.
Cheers.